On the 19th of November, Arrive Alive will be hosting a solidarity walk and run for this year. You see the details on your screen, and here this morning to share more is Jerome Skinner, manager of Arrive Alive. Walk and Ride, that's the name of the event taking place. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure to have you with us this morning, and really such an important conversation because as we were chatting off air, yesterday the TTPS were on and we were discussing that duty of care that drivers and pedestrians have to one another. But before we jump to that part of the conversation, let's talk about Arrive Alive and a little bit of history behind how Arrive Alive started and where you are today.
Okay, sure. Arrive Alive is a non-profit, non-governmental organization. We've been in existence since 2005, so we're looking at almost 20 years. And our objective, our sole purpose for existing is to reduce the number of fatalities, reduce the number of injuries on the road. At the end of the day, the way we see it, every person who dies on the road as a result of a road traffic collision is someone's mother or someone's father, cousin, or brother. You know what I mean? So we need to not only look at the statistics, but look at the social impact. These are human beings' lives that touch so many people. You know.
Yeah, definitely. That's so true. And one can only imagine you already have this initiative. This is the drive behind the organization. So when you see things such as the road fatality statistics going up, I'm sure that it definitely sends off alarm bells in your team's heads as to what can be done to bring awareness further. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, we know that it is a holistic effort that is needed. Right? Sure, we as drivers, as pedestrians, we need to do what is in our power, what is in our control to be as safe as possible on the roads. At the same time, the state agencies, government bodies, they need to do what is necessary to provide us with a safe road network as well. So they go hand in hand. The police that were here yesterday, I'm sure they were spoken about the enforcement aspect of it. They need to be meaningful consequences that are not injury or death when people don't do what they're supposed to do on the roads.
Agreed. And, you know, this is something that doesn't just sit with us in Trinidad and Tobago, but is global, which, if I'm not mistaken, is also one of the drives behind having your walk and ride on the 19th of November.
Yeah. So the 19th of November was actually the third Sunday in November. Annually, it's a global event where internationally we recognize the World Day of Remembrance for road traffic victims. On that day, we remember those that we have lost. We show support for the families who have lost loved ones. And we also use that opportunity to highlight the area, the aspect of road safety, the different aspects of road safety. So, for example, this year's theme is justice. We recognize in Trinidad and Tobago, especially when it comes to the vulnerable road users, pedestrians and cyclists in particular. Quite often, people are hit by vehicles, run over by drivers, and nothing comes of it. You know, so where is the closure for these families? So we will continue to advocate. We use this day to help bring attention to that cause.
What else is going to be happening on this day? I know normally you have some fun activities planned.
We actually have quite a lot planned for that day. We're starting off the day's activity with a long distance cycle ride. So we're going to have groups of cyclists starting from Arima, the Larry Gomes Stadium in Arima, from the National Cycling Center in Couva. They're going to be riding to the Queen's Park Savannah. Simultaneously, we'll also have a group of cyclists starting from the Queen's Park Savannah, heading to Piarco and returning to Queen's Park Savannah. And those start at 6 a.m. sharp, so we're asking all cyclists to come out by 5:30 so we could assemble, we could do our little safety briefings before they take that ride. Of course, we're going to have safety is of paramount importance, so we're getting some support from the TTPS. So we'll have motorcycle outriders escorting these cyclists as well as an ambulance service. with each ride. Now, I saw your face kind of,
The distance.
the eyes went kind of wide when you heard about the distance, right?
Yes.
That's okay if you're like me and you cannot make that type of distance.
All right.
Because trust me, I cannot. We also have a shorter distance around Queen's Park Savannah
Okay.
for novice riders like you and myself. We're going to do 4 laps. So if you're not able to do the 4 laps and you're able to do 1 and you want to come off after that 1 lap, that's fine as well. And again, we safety is of paramount importance, so we're going to have it at a controlled pace for all of the rides. So it's not a race, right? It's a solidarity ride. We're going to have a controlled pace. We want to keep everyone together. And again, that's for safety, right?
Yes.
What we're also doing is a solidarity walk around the Queen's Park Savannah. We encourage families to come out, families, friends of loved ones who would have been lost on the roads. They come out with their T-shirts with their loved ones' image on it. Some of them have banners, some of them come out with pictures. We encourage them all to come out and remember their loved one however they feel comfortable. And we do that solidarity walk around Queen's Park Savannah. At the end of which we have a traffic village as well,
Okay.
which would have different exhibitors. We have TTPS is coming up with a tent. We have IRP. We have and they one of the providers for the Jaws of Life. We have the fire services coming out. Normally they do a demonstration. Well, fingers crossed they're able to do it again this year. Yeah, so and we have lots of things for the kids as well. There's face painting, there'll be a bouncy castle, lots of giveaways, lots of demonstrations. You know, so we're trying to make it an event that the entire family can take part in. So it's not only about drivers, but we recognize that cyclists are part of it. Oh, we also have a group of motorcyclists that will be joining us as well. Because again, motorcyclists are also vulnerable road users. In the event of a crash, they don't have any protection. You know, so again, it all highlights the rights of others to use the road as well.
All right. And
Yeah.
what time does the walk start?
So the walk starts at 7 a.m. The walk and the novice ride starts at 7 a.m. sharp. The long distance rides, we ask for everyone to assemble at 5:30, and then we start at 6 a.m.
Now, do you have sponsors and collaborators who are also a part of this? I mean, aside from who you just shared will be at the village, how invested would you say the society is on a whole with Arrive Alive?
Yeah, so yeah, we have quite a few sponsors. Our platinum sponsor, Woodside, have been amazingly supportive. We also have PPGPL, Phoenix Park Gas Processors Limited. They are on board as a gold sponsor. And we have a number of bronze sponsors. We have Answer Motors. We have Capital Signal has come on board as a bronze sponsor. Massey Foundation.
Quite a few.
Quite a few.
To say
quite
the
a
least.
few. Quite a few.
Jerome, is this open to everybody?
Yes, it is. It is, and it's absolutely free.
Wonderful. You just got to my next question.
Yes, it's absolutely free. The only thing we ask is for cyclists to register beforehand so that we can make accommodations for the numbers. But once they register, all they need to do is show up on time and follow the rules, and we're good.
Is there a close-off for registration for cyclists?
We're going up until the Friday before.
Okay.
So that would be the 17th.
Okay, wonderful. So just to recap, the Walk and Ride, Solidarity Walk and Ride 2023 is happening at the Queen's Park Savannah. Arrive Alive is definitely taking this initiative and continuing to spread knowledge throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Any closing comments, Jerome, for the nation?
There's one more thing I actually forgot
Yes, of course.
in terms of our activity, because it is so much, right? We actually also will have a brunch for the families of victims. So if you have lost a loved one, feel free to reach out to our office. The number is 675-LIVE, 675-5483, or you can reach out to us through social media. Facebook or Instagram handles are at Arrive Alive TT.
Wonderful. Well, Jerome, thank you so much for joining us. And we know that the 19th of November is going to be a success, and good looking out for those riders who may not be that experienced.
No problem. You're welcome. And I look forward to seeing you all there.
I'll be walking, definitely not riding. Trinidad and Tobago, don't miss Arrive Life Solidarity Walk and Ride happening on the 19th of November. And don't miss what's coming up right here on the Now Morning Show, because we've got some unique, not different, in a few. We'll be right back.